Hi guys, I wanted to make a video today about the Jang seeder. It's a great seeder for small farms and larger farms too. And I wanted to share some tips and tricks, show you how to calibrate it, and tell a little bit of our story. When we started, we were using a 1-row, and then when we got a little bit bigger, when we're producing carrots like this, you kind of need a little bit bigger of a seeder. So we switched to a 5-row. And here's a little video of it running, kind of going to seed with it and the kind of scale we were on at that point. Now we're back down to a 1-row because it makes more sense for our scale again. So I hope you enjoy this video, and feel free to comment, share below, and I'll try to answer other questions or make follow-up videos to help you able to use this seeder better. I wanted to point out the double disc openers in the front. They're nice to have if you've got a lot of rocks, or if you're cutting through a little bit more rough soil, heavier soil. We would also use it if we were still seed bedding for a week before we planted. So those were nice. It cut through that crust very nicely. You can also see here in the rear, this is the covering shoe, and you can adjust that anyway for depending on the type of soil you've got. This is obviously the hopper, and let's go ahead and put a seed plate in the hopper. You can see here, this is a F24 seed plate, which is the suggested one for radishes. So we'll go ahead and slide that in, slide in our gear there, and then go ahead and close it with this little thumb screw sort of thingamajiggy. Alright, so now we're ready to put our seed in. We'll pop the top off. And this is just rover radish from Johnny's. This is actually some older seed. But that doesn't matter because we're just testing how they flow through this. So dump some seed in. Alright, so then we get, what I usually use is a little tiny container like this. And dump some little seeds. Let's move that off. And if you notice, the plate has 24 holes. And so if you go back to looking at our seeding chart, it shows that it'll drop a seed every whatever. So let's say I use an inch. So that means for one revolution of this, that's going to be 24 inches or so. All right. So we're trying to figure out how many seeds it's going to drop in those 24 with these 24 holes on this plate. So you can see we kind of got the line right there. So we'll go ahead and then just turn this all the way around till it's about the approximate same spot. All right, then we'll lay this down, and then we'll just go ahead and count the number of seeds in there. So if you look there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. All right, so that time it dropped 29, and then usually what I'll do is go ahead and do it 5 times. All right, then what I'll do is go ahead and just take the average of those and enter that into my spreadsheet. All right, so here is our Jang calculator, and as we said, we did it 5 different times. So here are the 5 different numbers we got, 29, 28, 27, 26, and then 29. And that's why I like to do 5, because sometimes the variation is a little bit different. And all right, the next thing is to enter in our germination rate. So on those radishes, it was 92%. So go ahead and put in 0.92 and then hit enter, and there you go. So that spit out for a 24 roller. If you use the different combinations of the front and rear sprockets, how many seeds per foot it's going to kick out. And this takes into account your germination rate, and it shows you also how many seeds per revolution you have there. So how our process would work on this is that we would sit down as soon as our seed orders started coming in January and February and run our seeds through the hoppers and check out the seed plates and that sort of thing, and then enter all the information that gave us into our master sheet. So that when we went out to seed in the field, all that information with the sprockets and the rollers and that sort of thing would be in our master spreadsheet. And obviously we were still checking every couple weeks just to checking our germ and making sure that it was still the right size roller. But this saved us an incredible amount of time in the field during the summer, getting it all done in February when it's a little bit slower.
All right, guys, for bonus number 1, we actually went ahead and put all the calculator and a Jang seed size chart with over 100 different seeds entered into it online. So if you, below this video on YouTube, you have to go to YouTube version of this video, which is on our channel. You can click on a link and enter your email in, and it will send you directly to this page. Now, when you do get there, make sure you do download and save it directly to your drive. You want to click on Save a Copy, otherwise the sheets won't work. And actually, we even put in there a quick read me first, which tells you exactly how to do that. So, hope you enjoy it, have fun, and keep planting seeds.
All right, so I went ahead and used carrot seed. I wanted to try these carrot seeds and see how many of them would go through this on the different plates. And we tried the X24 and the F24 again as well. And the X24 gave us about 50 seeds per revolution, and the F24 gave us around 80 to 85 seeds. So again, we're looking for about 60 seeds per, well, 30 seeds a foot. So that's kind of where we're headed off of, is going for that 30 seeds per foot. So do realize that every seed lot is going to be different. So if we were to buy a different seed lot of Bolero next year, we would be checking it again just to make sure, as well as be checking our germ rates just to make sure that we're getting all the variables. Another thing you may want to consider on the seeder that we'll use is this brush here. And you can adjust the brush to go tighter or looser depending on if you feel like it's going a little heavy or a little light on your seeding rate. So in those carrots, like one was like 50, we might want to go a little bit higher, we could loosen the brush a little bit and it'll add a little bit more seed through. Or we could use the plate that was too heavy and adjust the brush in tighter so it was making sure it was cleaning more seed off that. I don't like to do that as much. I just feel there's too much variation, and then between times you set it, you'd be a little bit looser, a little bit tighter. Now, if this had like a thumb screw or something to pull this out and closer, that would actually be much better. But how it's set up, we just like to try to find the closest roller to what we're trying to do and leave this brush the same most of the time.